Welcome to Let's Play. We have something very special for you this time around. It's just me, Diego, at least for the moment. Decided to do I'm just going to do a short late night recording session because I'm very excited for Anodyne 2, Return to Dust. Ooh. 3 save files. I like it. So Anodyne was a 16-bit inspired Zelda-like game. It had the gameplay not dissimilar from a 2D Zelda, but the sensibility, the aesthetic also not too dissimilar from something like Earthbound. A warm breeze fills the air. A paper floats by and comes to rest on the ground. It is a letter. It reads, Summer 2019. Dear player, thank you for playing Anodyne 2, Return to Dust. It is somewhat of a spiritual successor. It has narrative and thematic ties to the first Anodyne, but features a completely new world and characters. That is to say, the two games can be enjoyed in any order. At times, the world of Anodyne 2 may be a strange or confusing place, but at its heart, it is a story of human struggles and relationships. Now, come on. Let's go on a curious and wonderful journey together. Shanhantani and Marina Kitaka. My apologies. Figure with stringed instruments. Some say that life is a circle. Madness. All things grow from a point, a center. Everything to come was already here. It melts out from a tiny capsule, like a sponge in bloom. The beauty is to witness the true shape of the primordial point. Its fractals unfurled to their limits, the atomic, indivisible tips of its tentacles. Time, after all, is a looking glass, an illusion, and yet the truest way to see ourselves. Figure with beautiful voice. Stunning words as always, friend, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. The one we are here to meet is barely a baby, not yet hatched. We must lead her gently into the bright light of the world. Oh look, our precious Nova seems to be stirring. The following are the first words that Nova will ever hear. In time, the contents of the speech will fade into obscurity, but she will never forget first hearing this voice. Ah, yes, this voice, so fragrant, so beautiful that Nova felt like crying. Had she been blessed with tear ducts? Perhaps she would have. You may have forgotten how hard it is when you first realize that you exist. Nova certainly felt that now, but when she heard this creature speak, she thought, perhaps it might be worth it. Nova, can you hear me? Take a deep breath, my darling, then open your eyes. Ellipses. Ellipses, ellipses. Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. From the darkness, an orange glow, and from the silence, the crashing of waves. Oh, there she is. Still a little woozy, are you? Don't worry, it's natural to feel disoriented when you first gain consciousness. Child, your name is Nova, and you are an extraordinary creature with the unique ability to shrink to microscopic sizes. It'll come in quite handy, as you'll soon see. My name is Palisade, and I'm here with Sea Psalmist. Together we will serve as your caretakers and your guides. Palisade, the shield. That sweet voice. Definitely lifts. We'll fight for you. Sea Psalmist, the musician. Dedicated songwriter, awkward around kids, kind of a nerd. Mommies? caretakers and guides. Would you like to say hello to Nova, Sea Psalmist? Greetings, young Nova. It is I, Sea Psalmist. I am speaking to you from outside of your egg. Space, after all, is an illusion. It could be likened to a looking glass. A looking glass is a mirror, by the way. I used to think it was a telescope or a microscope, some kind of tube-shaped object. Thank you for that enlightening clarification, Sea Psalmist. Now, Nova, as Sea Psalmist mentioned, you are currently inside of your egg. In order to hatch and truly begin your life, you will ride the hatch line monorail that leaves from the top of the hill. But you can only leave if you obtain the sacred Glandilock seed. For now, you may think of the Glandilock seed as your ticket to ride. First, speak to the 3 yolk figures. Each yolk will give you a special item that will prepare you to host a Glandilock seed. Then, speak to the Chalaza tree at the highest point on the island. Go get him, Nova. Sweet. You can slow your fall. I love it. I can zoom in and zoom out. Wonderful. I dig this. So like I said, Anodyne 1 was a 16-bit inspired game, and this is a PS1 inspired game. As might be, I'll say at least somewhat obvious. I should also mention a couple of things. One, you may or may not know, Anodyne 2 is not quite yet out yet. I want to thank the makers of this game for giving Let's Play a code to show it off a little bit early. Granted, it's only a couple of days early yet. Early nonetheless, and that is very, very exciting. I very much appreciate their helping of small folks like us. And also, I finished playing Anodyne 1 earlier today. It's really good. Let's see what happens if I talk. First, speak to the 3 yolk figures. Okay, yes. There's already almost as many full speaking role characters as there were in Anodyne 1. Anodyne 1, I should say, is on a multitude of consoles as well as PC. I played it on Switch. It was good there. And it's a pretty short game. The strange figure is silent. Is it alive? Nova wonders. Nonetheless, its gaze beckons her. Enter my round golden plate, it seems to say. Ye shall find a part of this complete breakfast. The Yolk and Nova's fate begin to resonate. The presence of a new nanopoint is in the air. Spark this being and reveal its nanopoint. Shrink forth, Nano Cleaner Nova. Nano Cleaner Nova. Interact with the environment by firing off a spark. Press square to shoot a spark. You can enter the nanopoint by shooting the spark repeatedly. Yes, so this is part of why I was so excited to play Anodyne 2, why I simply could not wait, this is a game that blends this 2D, again 16-bit inspired, with the PS1 3D, and that is incredibly exciting. Yolkwanda, the Yolkrobe. Wowee! Our very own cleaner has come to visit. Oh gosh, and I'm the first nano friend she'll see. Boy howdy, gotta keep it together and remember my lines. Yolkwanda the Yolkrobe. I hope she comes over to here and presses triangle to talk to me. Welcome. Rocks are surprisingly diverse and come in a number of shapes and sizes. Though by divine fate, many of the rocks here look the same. Be sure to talk to all of us. Oh, there's a skip dialogue button. Wonderful. Yolkwanda the Yolkrobe. Hey there, Nova. You've shrunk inside the microscopic interior of the Yolk of Yummy, the most important yolk of the day. Here you'll find provisions to keep your future Glandilock seed happy and healthy. Oh, I'm used to it. Because I just... neat. So this checkpoint and that rock are things from Anodyne 1. The rest of this is quite new. Nova will love our Centerberry Burst cereal because it contains trace amounts of 17 micronutrients in center recommended ratios. And Glandilock seed will love its patent crunchity cool taste. Let's see if they say a different thing. Oh. Floaty yolk. I wonder if the meter is sort of on this side, the ones that are sort of going up and down, actually correspond to anything. I suspect it might be the music. What if we had a Glandilock seed of our very own? Eep! Never mind me, we may talk a big game here in the Yolk of Yummy, but the development of delicious and nutritious crispy puffed comestibles is all we know. Wonderful. There are some colorful rock-like obstructions blocking your path. Try using your nano vacuum to suck stuff out of the way. Hold to suck. Press to unsuck. I'm going to keep that with me. Can I keep it between screens? I cannot. So this, in Anodyne 1, as opposed to a sword, you had a broom. This episode is going to be a lot of talking about Anodyne 1. My apologies, except not, because I like that game and I want to talk about it. Sometimes rocks get in the way, but other times they can be very helpful. Don't paint every rock with a broad brush is all I'm saying, unless you paint them really cool. A lady at my church painted a rock so it looked like a tiger with little whiskers and everything. Pretty neat. Good rocks. This broom could be used to... Can I suck yolk? Hey, wait, Nova, I'm a helpful Yolkmilk, not a deadly dust virus. Please, just talk to me. Good. So the broom could be used to pick up little squares of dust, and you could do cool things like float on them or use them to block some attacks. And so the dust wouldn't transfer, so you would pick up the dust, and the dust would be sort of in your broom, and you would, the next time you attacked with your broom, it would set down the dust. Congratulations, you are truly deserving of our greatest Glandilock food. Cartoon characters will suffer many fraught encounters due to the high quality of our Centerberry Burst cereal, but we can tell you will be a good steward of your Glandilock seed. Nova found the Centerberry Burst cereal, one of the 3 elements of the nurturing. With it, a Glandilock seed will have all the carbs it needs to make a home in Nova's head. Oh my. How far can I swim? So I think... Yep. Not far. Makes sense. How deep can I go? Only as deep as the invisible wall will let me. I like it. Oh wait, I like this angle. Yeah, that's great. So Anodyne 1 is a game that really snuck up on me. For a little while now, one might say multiple years, I've mostly been playing games where I kind of knew what I was getting into, and so even games that I really like Night in the Woods, I basically know what I'm getting into when I play that. The one that has really caught me off guard has been Astro Bears. I don't know if I've talked about Astro Bears on here, but Astro Bears is a couch party game that's sort of like Mario Galaxy meets Tron. I adore it. But Anodyne caught me just entirely off guard. The second yolk figure sways in the breeze with a profound sense of chill. Dude, it seems to say, ride in the milky waves. The yolk in Nova's fate begins to resonate. The presence of a new nanopoint is in the air. Spark this being and reveal its nanopoint. Shrink forth, Nano Cleaner Nova. Pew 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 pew. So I basically sort of thought I knew what I was getting into with Anodyne 1, and I knew essentially the pitch that I sort of gave, 16-bit Zelda alike with Earthbound sort of sensibilities. Yo, Nova, welcome to the Yolk of Sippy. Oh my god. Some friends, if they watch this, will be very angry that I have been allowed to say the word sippy again. Some people say that a glandalox seed ought to drink 8 dewdrops of our homemade Sippy Yolkmilk. Oh my god, thank god. I love this game so much. Sippy Yolkmilk. You know, Sippy Yolkmilk was my wrestling name. That's an episode title right there. Per cell cycle, but we here in the Sippy zone think you can chill with the math and just go with the flow. Oh, wow. Good. Yo, Nova, welcome to the Yolk of City. Okay, good. That's fantastic. That's super good. The glandalox seed is like a direct line to the... Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Glandalox seed is like a direct line to the something center, you dig? Just keep your mind open, you know? And the answers will find you. Which center is it? Oh, it's just the center. Wanted, Dust Virus, Mr. Spiky. He may just sit there, but this virus has been shouting some very rude comments at our poor yolk robes. Try shooting a block at them, and be sure to suck up any dust he might leave behind. Neat. Eee. Sorry, I just want to do some spinnies. Oh, it's the slimes from Anodyne 1. Nothing like a little sippy Yolkmilk to make those glandalox tendrils grow deep and strong. Just ride that high, Nova. Ride that high. Oh, I should be reading this. These slimes will cause serious damage to the body of their host. Unlike Mr. Spiky, they are safe to vacuum up. Pew. Pew. What's little 2 next to me? Is that like fragments sucked? I hate that I said that. I don't hate that I said sippy Yolkmilk, though. I'll say that every day of the week. Sippy Yolkmilk. Nova, you made it to the Yolkmilk. Of course. You just relaxed and let it flow. Am I right? Oh, good. I'm very happy about all of this. Nova found the Sippy Yolkmilk, one of the 3 elements of nurturing. With it, the glandulus seed will have all government-approved nutrients needed to spread far and wide inside Nova's head. This seems now sort of like the second how do I put it? Bio-cyberpunk game that we've played. Is there anything interesting there? No. An invisible wall, which in itself is interesting, I would say. But what else I'm going to say is I think we're going to go through... No, we're going to have a long episode, and it'll just be the first episode, and it'll be us going through this last sort of yolk thing. And that'll just be this first episode. Actually, wait, is there anything like a save checkpoint around here? I want to just see. Oh, sweet, there is. So yeah, we'll go through this yolk folk, and then we will call it a session. The final yolk figure seems to gaze upon Nova with a warm yet analytical eye. Yes, it seems to say. A perfect host in need of a perfect reguloid. The yolk and Nova's fate begin to resonate. The presence of a nanopoint is in the air. The spark is being spark this being and reveal its nanopoint. Shrink forth, Nano Cleaner Nova. Aw, yeah. Did it with some floating. I should talk about Anodyne 1 like I meant to. Fellow Let's Player Justin and I had a conversation one time that was about sort of about how he loves media that sort of sweeps him out of his analytical mind. Welcome to the Yoke of the Cozy. Yes. Are you feeling comfortable? Yes. We have carefully trained these reguloids to adapt the local atmosphere to your body's precise partialities: temperature, salinity, acidity, lugubrity. Is that lugubrity? And so forth. Whereas I can't turn off my analytical brain. This is something that is a fault of mine, I will say. Ooh, is that the reguloid? Woof woof. Translation: temperature 36 degrees. Yolkin height. Good. Can I here? Is this rude? Hey, wait, Nova, I'm a helpful Yolkmilk, not a deadly dust virus. Please, just talk to me. Can I... woof? Translation: I just want to help Nova. I'm no dust virus. So things that have been some of my favorite media are things that have essentially stoked my analytical brain, just like got me thinking constantly and in a really excited manner throughout. Pacific Rim did this for me. The Wind Rises did this for me. Mother 3 did this for me. Yes. A little cereal, a little Yolkmilk. Yes, such things are quite necessary. However, as the old saying goes, glandulus seed cannot live on indigestion alone. No map this time. Oh. No. Anodyne, however, I'm not saying I'm infallible or anything. My analysis brain can like turn off. And Anodyne 1 is a situation where not that it like turned off, I would say, but it I couldn't articulate sort of something holistic as to why I liked it as much as I did. A chasm separates you and those darned dust viruses. You're too far away to suck them up, but perhaps there is another way to get rid of them. Whoever... Okay, now I do want the suck for these two. So in Anodyne 1, I kept finding sort of like small things that I adored, but I couldn't sort of put together into sort of a larger view. If you don't know, I also do video essays. Maybe I'll put a link to one in the doobly-doo. But those sort of require sort of a whole look at something, as opposed to just sort of saying usually how people like things is I like this and that and this and that. Instead, I like to find sort of through lines in that way. Woof woof. Translation: air humidity level 5%. Success rate for a fish trying to breathe. 5% success rate. That's good. I also want that again. And yeah, so all these little pieces of Anodyne 1 that I liked, I couldn't sort of put together into a full whole. I couldn't be the one to make it into something, and it felt novel feels reductionist, but it felt exciting and interesting, I suppose, having something like that. Woof, woofer. Golden summer light dappled by oak leaves, the scent of freshly bruised crabgrass and dandelions. An unexpected cool breeze drifts in from across the lake. A tawny rabbit sits up and sniffs before hopping into the bushes. Yes, indeed. It is time for you to have reguloids of your very own. How beautiful. To become a home. May your head always be a safe and warm resting place for the precious glandulock seed. Yes. Nova found a reguloid, personal edition. Another one of the 3 elements of nurturing. The reguloid will adapt Nova's head into the perfect environment for a thriving glandulock seed. So right when I started playing Anodyne 1, there's a part where sort of the open world opens up to you. And wow, successfully saved. How neat. And no scope. Okay, that doesn't go infinitely far. And there's a piece of dust sitting next to a river, and I put the dust and I put it on the water, and I find that I can use it as a raft. And I just start going down river, and I start going down river, and I just end up very far. And I end up through a canyon, at another beach, and there's a pier, and I find a fisherman at the pier, and I try to talk to him, and instead I push him in the water. Well, actually, first I pushed him a little bit closer to the water, and then I said to myself, that won't happen again, will it? And guess what? It did. And so then I had a dead fisherman in the water turning a small whirlpool red. And I was able to just jump in. And suddenly I found myself in a strange environment with red haze and tall creatures. They had these fuzzy torsos and like bird legs, like really long legs, like a secretary bird or an ostrich or something. Um, and they were peaceful. They didn't attack me or anything. They were just sort of wandering around. And I still don't entirely know what to make of this place, or sort of what commentary may be trying to be had by how I got there. The easy answer is that it's something like hell, but the only thing that would really lead me to that is it had the little spitters that spit sort of cardinal directions and then diagonal, and I'm very bad at those. But besides that, it's a peaceful environment. There's nice folks to talk to, and it wasn't like it was a hellish place only in that it's what we sort of think hell to look like. Oh yeah, I'm on a yolk. Oh, I want to get back on the yolk. Yeah, so it was hellish only insofar as it's sort of like what we sort of culturally been taught hell to possibly be like. And I liked that sense of interpretation that I had with that. I feel like when games try to say things, that they fall in often two categories, where they are very sort of explicit about what they're trying to say, or they are so vague to the point of in the end meaning nothing. But Anodyne felt like a really good sort of in between there, where it gave the right spaces to interpret and make personal, as opposed to trying to understand sort of how these pieces of story went together, and sort of add much more of your own gameplay flavor, because what that being like the first open world place that I go to after being in like a bright green field tells a different story than if it is later in my journey, right? So the context of the game itself changes what its interpretation is. And yeah, so I super dig it for that. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. I'll save the game and say next time on Let's Play.